Hey everybody, it is tea time with the diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're gonna get into it. This tea time is dedicated to Tony Buzbee. Listen, if y'all follow me over here, then y'all know what you know. And y'all know from the moment Tony Buzbee came and did a whole press conference about Diddy, talking about if you was violated by Diddy, call 1-800-Buzbee. I'm exaggerating with the 800 number. I don't remember what the real 800 number was, but that's pretty much what he did. And I told y'all that they didn't have enough evidence, or else they wouldn't be doing these shenanigans, having a lawyer come up on somebody's screen talking about call me. If you raid my home and I'm such a criminal, and you raid my home and you get all this great evidence, you don't need nobody else. Because you got the evidence that you got and raided from my home. But no, when they raided his home and they didn't get everything they was expecting to get, and they didn't find all that they thought they was going to find, they got nervous. And they started making phone calls and reaching out to people and looking up under rocks and corners and picking up dust and seeing if it would stick to the wall, because they was determined to get Diddy. And listen, this is not Diva saying, oh, he should be free. This is not Diva, oh, you like predators. Like, stop. When it comes to the law, there's plenty of people that are walking free and they straight up guilty. And there's plenty of people that are not guilty and they straight up in the jail. Everything is based on evidence in which you have. I could want somebody all day long to go to jail, but if the evidence is not there, it's not there. If you don't have a case, you don't have a case. So now you got all these people that are monking up the whole Diddy situation. Why? Because some of them are telling straight up lies. Why? Because you got a whole lawyer, Tony Buzbee, who told us he had 120 cases against Diddy that he will be filing every single Sunday. And now we come out on the back end that a whole lawyer that knows the law wasn't even following the law, because he didn't have the right to be filing no cases in the Southern District of New York in the first place. What an absolute joke. But the people came in my comments, they was tearing me down. Tony Buzbee is the GOAT. Do you know a GOAT who don't know the law and they a lawyer? How can you be considered the greatest in your field and you study law, you pass the bar, and you clueless? It don't make sense. You got to make that make sense to me. So Tony Buzbee had to withdraw from all the cases against Diddy, because he didn't even have the right to file them and be on them in the first place. It's just craziness. So Diddy lawsuits, Buzbee withdraws as attorney from a slew of the Southern District of New York cases. So Tony Buzbee, he was seeing a payday. Listen, Diddy lawyer, Diddy did whatever he did, and whatever he did, if y'all got the evidence, bring it forth and let him get locked up. But you can't trump up stuff and make up evidence. When they called Tony Buzbee and Tony Buzbee said, oh, this black man, he's a billionaire. Or this man is a billionaire. Let's go get him. Let me get some of this money. All he saw was a payday. All he saw was a check. And he ignored the law, which is a cardinal rule in law school. How are you going to be a lawyer and you ignoring the law? And they said ignorance of the law is not an excuse for breaking the law. So Diddy's legal arch enemy, Texas attorney Tony Buzbee, is withdrawing himself from more than a dozen sex trafficking lawsuits filed against Diddy in New York federal court. According to new legal docs obtained by TMZ, Buzbee is moving to withdraw as a representing attorney in 15 cases filed in the Southern District of New York. Buzbee says he's backing out of the lawsuits until he's admitted to practice law in the Southern District of New York. Come on, Buzbee. You, of all people, should have known that you can't just move or come from another state and do this. The move comes after Diddy filed legal docs last month claiming Buzbee had no business filing lawsuits against him in the Southern District of New York because Buzbee isn't authorized to practice law in the famous district. Now Buzbee is acknowledging that. In court docs, Buzbee tells the U.S. District Judge Ronnie Abrams I made an error in judgment by failing to inform you that I was not admitted to the Southern District. You made an error in judgment? No, you lied. You lied. And that Damien who quit was in with the shenanigans with you. And so before Damien could get seen for what he was, he leaves office. He quits before his term is up. Hold on, let's take a listen.
You recognized.
It was a rapper that we all know.
Straight up porn directed by Diddy.
I'm just grateful to have made it out.
Well, Tony Buzbee has made quite a name for himself, filing some huge lawsuits. Most recently, we told you about the more than 100. I think he said 120.
Well, 120
probably
clients. He hasn't filed
clients.
all the lawsuits, but he is sending demand letters out in the Diddy case, settling some, we're told, filing lawsuits for others. So he is the most active attorney going after Diddy civilly.
Right. But now he finds himself as the defendant in a lawsuit from one of his former clients.
So she was getting divorced. Tony Buzbee was representing her, according to the summons. And she says she was in a public place when Buzbee came upon her in the middle of representing her and went into a fit of rage, according to her, and shoved a champagne flute into her face and chipped her tooth. She says she has medical records and dental records to prove that this happened. And now the dogfight, because Tony Buzbee says this is all made up, he says.
Yeah. Tony Buzbee is saying, look, this is crazy fiction, like really crazy, like ridiculously crazy. That was what was his comment to us. He says he chalks it up to being a target now that he's filing all these cases against Diddy accusers. He's like, they're filing extortion cases and I'm going to become a target. This is fiction. He's going to fight it. But the woman's suit also alleges malpractice, says she was represented by him in a divorce case, lost millions of dollars as a result of how he represented her in that case. So it'll get interesting. He's going to have to defend this as he would any other lawsuit.
She is also suing for malpractice. She says that
Because of those decisions that came in the divorce case.
Because of in connection with the divorce case, and it's very technical and complicated, but basically she's saying she lost millions of dollars because of what he did or didn't do.
Advice, right.
So again, Tony Buzbee is saying BS, but what's happened is in New York, you have to file a summons showing your intent to sue, and then 21 days later, you actually file the formal lawsuit with the with all the particulars.
So my name's Trey Briggs from Atlanta. This is crazy. It seems like a lot of drama follows Diddy no matter what side of the aisle he is. That said, it kind of seems like a coordinated attack. But to be fair, Attorney Buzbee is representing 120 victims against Diddy. This may be an attempt to intimidate him, but you have to question the timing of the victim as well. But I just hope everyone gets justice in the end.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can never tell from a lawsuit. And I think it's important to say this. People can file lawsuits and everything in it may be true. Some of it may be true. None of it may be true, and you have no idea. You can't make a judgment just by a lawsuit. You've got to hear the evidence. You've got to see what the response is. So the real way of reacting to this is we don't know. I'm serious.
Right.
That's the way you react.
I know. No, that's so unsatisfying for people.
Because they want to jump to conclusions, and that's one of the problems. You can't automatically believe or disbelieve it.
No matter who the lawsuit is against, no matter if the lawsuit is against somebody you can't stand or somebody you like, we don't know until we know. Now, Buzbee is acknowledging, I read that. Buzbee says his admission status has become a distraction and is shifting the focus away from Diddy's alleged victims. And as a result, he's stepping back. Despite Buzbee being out of the picture, the lawsuits against Diddy will proceed. Buzbee says the alleged victims will still be represented by New York law firms. Meanwhile, Buzbee remains a representing attorney in a number of other lawsuits filed against Diddy in other states, and he's signaling new lawsuits will be filed against Diddy soon. He needs to focus on his own life and let somebody else do these lawsuits because he's a big distraction now. Buzbee tells TMZ, I'm personally withdrawing, not my firm, from a few federal court cases we have on file until such time as my admission is cleared up. I'm still attorney in charge in all the New York state cases and intend to file cases very soon in Nevada and California. He also tells us he's a licensed New York lawyer in good standing who is admitted to practicing law in the Eastern District of New York and claims his Southern District New York admission got held up due to Jay-Z filing a grievance against him in a separate case. But the Jay-Z situation came way after all the Diddy filings that he did. So either way, he knew ahead of time that, you know, he was not supposed to be practicing in the Southern District.
Pluto.
And he did it anyway. But I really think he did it anyway because Damien, who was, you know, the head honcho before he resigned over there, was allowing the shenanigans because Damien is the one that got the orders to raid Diddy's home, and he needed for this thing to be worked out.
Involved in the Diddy
I'm sorry, guys.
case, and some of their names may be coming out, according to the attorney who is representing more than 100 accusers now. Tony Buzbee, we spoke to him on TMZ Live, and he said that
a lot of people allowed it to go on, said nothing, didn't intervene, maybe benefited from it, profited from it. All of these individuals and entities, in my view, have exposure here.
he's actually sent demand letters saying this is what we know you're involved in.
He's saying involved in the sense that even if they didn't drug somebody or participate in that, he feels like they're liable to a point where they should pay up.
Now it just feels like a money grab.
On the other side, they call it legalized extortion.
If these celebrities were at that party, saw bad things happening, didn't say anything, they get what's coming to them.
What?
Because they should have spoke up.
We have an obligation to rat out everybody we know when they do bad things?
If you don't stop them, are you responsible?
I feel like you should be.
If you see one of your coworkers sleeping while they should be on the job at LAX, is that a problem?
It gets to the point of how much do you tell?
I knew that I wasn't in good health. Then one day I went.
And how much is it? How much is your responsibility to say something? First of all, I would never have been at parties like that. I never was a partier. I guess that's one of the lucky things for me. And I'm not a drinker. And I am one to speak up. But I will tell you this: the people that speak up, we got a rough in life. We do. Because although a lot of jobs are like they want the truth, they want you to speak up. I feel like that's a lie, but that's a story for another day. Listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Tony Buzbee. Chat with me. I'll chat back, and I'll see you on the next video.